I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a quiet weekend. I tried to keep it quiet. There were a few things I had to get taken care of, but other than that, we tried to, for the most part, not give ourselves a heart attack this weekend. I did want to talk about one specific thing I saw during the weekend, and the weekends are kind of my time off. I'll do lives, I'll do short, take the weekends off because it's not good for our emotional and mental health to be plugged in constantly. I think actually it's quite the opposite. I think it's more detrimental to be constantly, hey, morning, constantly listening and hearing this crap. Hey, coffee, buenos dias. So don't forget to take mental health breaks. Hey, Glenn. They'd start today, so I made a live. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Good morning, farmer. Make sure you take some time to take a break from the media, the news. It's important we be aware. Damn, that's a big ass pothole. It's important we be aware, but it's also important that we not, hey, Pilgrim, we not lose sight of the things that are important, our friends, our family, our own wellness. So just a reminder there, I guess that's my public service announcement, is designate time to not be plugged in. It's probably for everyone's benefit that we not make ourselves nuts. So this weekend they reported that China, and I'm sure many of you have seen it because it's been reported on other channels, has moved 6 ships into the area. So I'm trying to get a hold of some of the retired Navy guys that I know. I'm an Army guy, so I have to look everything Navy up. Hey, Daryl. But if they're the class of ship that I think they are, it serves very much the same purpose as an Arleigh Burke destroyer or some of the frigates that we have in the U.S. Navy, right? So mainly radar, electronic warfare, and also anti-aircraft. Now, I find it interesting, before Russia attacked Ukraine, I think the Olympics were happening at the time, weren't they? Just before that attack happened, Putin went to visit China twice. After the second visit, they attacked Ukraine. Before this other thing popped off down in Israel, correct me if I'm wrong, I swear either a Chinese delegate visited Tehran or the Iranian ambassadors and representatives visited China. It's too damn early. Hey, Prepper Book Club, good morning. Hey, Mimi. So, interesting that all these little visits, hey, PBC, hey, Prepper Chick, all these little visits tend to happen just before someone does something. Now, I'm not saying it's super conspiracy-ish, because like before the US does shit, we're gonna send like Anthony Blinken somewhere too, right? So, but typically before countries do things, they want to talk to their buddies. That guy's doing like double the speed limit, and then they have a wreck, and you probably saw that white flash just go down my driver's side window. Yeah, there's only a school zone and a firehouse there, dumbass. Anyway, never a dull moment, right? But those destroyers' timing is very concerning to me, and I'll tell you why. And normally, to me, it would be just posturing, right? Like China's like, look, we have boats too. We put 2 aircraft carriers in the Med, to my knowledge. Hey, Nunya. What better way to screw with Americans trying to, say, support Israel or support Turkey, whoever the hell we're out there to protect or help, than by putting anti-aircraft destroyers such that they could intercept our rockets? That would be an interesting way of technically avoiding or preventing us from being involved. So look at, like, the Yemenis fired a bunch of rockets and launched drones at Israel, right? And who shot them down? The U.S. Navy with their ship in the, I believe it was in the Gaza Straits. We have a destroyer in there, and they shot down the drones and the rockets, allegedly. that were fired at Israel. Now, I don't know if they were fired at the destroyer, maybe, maybe not. The official report is that it was fired at Israel. So now China has those boats, those same types of destroyers and frigates in the Med now also. So why are they there, right? Russia's Black Sea fleet's having a disaster with Ukraine because Ukraine got really creative with the use of automated and drone boats, and they kind of fucked up the Russian Black Sea fleet, so they're struggling with that right now. So Russia can't go and help Iran right now, so why would China send these destroyers down there? And the only thing I could think of is basically to prevent us from going and punching Iran in the eye, if it came to that. My bigger concern is with that many units, that many combat units, all in a circle, it just makes things much more likely someone's going to screw up. Someone's going to make a mistake. And that's, hey, Rapture, and that's kind of what concerns me the most, is you've got a lot of assholes trying to provoke each other. It's not us, right? Because we have no dog in that fight. But they want to provoke something. And my concern is someone's going to screw up, and they won't let a good incident go to waste, right? You look back at Vietnam, the Gulf of Tonkin incident, there's a lot of questions about how that actually went down, but it was used as justification to go into Vietnam. And this has happened before, right? The explosion in Cuba of an American battleship, which now I can't remember the name, the USS Maine, was used as justification for the Spanish-American War. Why the Spaniards would blow up in a dreadnought makes no sense, but it happened. They're the ones who got blamed, and then we went and punched Spain in the eye and took over, Puerto Rico and shit. So that's my concern, is we have enough jackasses in positions of power all over the globe to use an opportunity like that to provoke more bullshit. And at the end of the day, nobody picks a war because they think they're going to lose or they don't think they'll profit. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, is they want to be profitable. Someone's going to try and make money or get more power out of everything going on. So, these are things you got to factor in into the bigger geopolitical picture. Whether that actually happens, who the hell knows? Again, it could just be displays of force. It could just be different countries trying to show, hey, look, we have stuff too. Everyone's bringing their toys to the playground. Hopefully, that's not the case. But to be fair, the U.S. submarines and Chinese destroyers have literally crashed into each other playing games, right? And that was during a clearly peacetime operation. They were just following each other around and they collided. And that's happened several times. So during a wartime footing, is it more likely or less likely with radars on? Who knows? But these are the things that concern me, because we have too many people got their fingers in the pie. And someone's going to screw up. And they won't let that go to waste. So, continue doing what you're doing, but pay attention to how this plays out. Now, I will tell you this, regardless of what happens, if you look up any maritime map of where the ships are, the maritime ships, there's a lot of traffic going through the Suez Canal. We all know this. If there is a shooting war, ships will get stopped, they'll get turned around, they may get sunk. Obviously, they won't, willy-nilly sink ships, right? But things happen. People miscalculate, pilot mistakes one ship for another. That will affect the supply chain to get 4 months of food on hand. See, Farmer, and those are the kind of little, like our Homeland Security is saying, issuing, or State Department issuing a worldwide terror alert for Americans. That includes here. That includes Canada and it includes Mexico. So, yeah, well, yeah, during Rona, they got to ship on stuff. Right. And all they need to do is accidentally sink a ship in the Suez Canal. You know what a shit show that would be to the supply chain. Um, there's a lot of variables. We can't account for all of them, right? Because then we're just speculating. But take into account your preps, your inventory, how much you have, because even a limited regional war is going to have really negative effects on the supply chain because it's right there. Think about it. Think of the map. You have Israel, Palestine, Egypt. Egypt is the owner right now of the Suez Canal. So if all that gets involved, at the very least, to protect themselves, Egypt's going to get really strict about what ships go through the canal. And that's going to get very disruptive. Oil, gas, all sorts of products will get screwed up as a result. So double check your inventories this week. Don't get crazy with it, but take a systematic approach. Look through what you have and say, okay, this is a long lead item. And if you have scripts, and yeah, I'm breakfast guy on Monday mornings, as you all know. If you have scripts, see if your insurance will allow you to get a 90-day 90-day allotment. It saves them money, so they're usually on board with it. And it gives you 90 days. If worst case scenario, you can start chopping pills in half if it's an essential med. So check with your insurance companies to see if they can do a 90-day script. But anyway, folks, real short video today. I got a full schedule, which I wasn't expecting when I woke up this morning. So you guys be safe, be careful out there. Hey, Canadian, be careful. Joe's correct. The doctor will have to sign off on it. Now, unless it's some maintenance med like cholesterol, blood pressure, heart meds, because what they'll do, they'll take the doctor's script and simply extend it. As long as you have more than 90 days, like it's a 6-month script, if you're within that 6 months, you should be fine. If it goes past it, you may have to get your doc, or they go electronically and check with the doctor. But look, you guys be good, be safe out there, be careful, and I will see you all later on this week. Double check your meds, double check your inventories, and remember, long lead items are going to become a problem if things escalate. Now's the time to account for that, where we have relative calm domestically. Before anything gets stupid. At the very least, the cost is going to go up, so you got to factor that in as well. Get your meds now, so when the price goes up later, you're not fighting with that. But anyway, guys, be careful out there. Be safe. We'll see you all later.